Eamon Khan here, 4 seconds out with Big D, David Adeleye. David, a little bit tense here. You've stood on business. No, but I'm just saying how it's maybe no. Look, you're coming across cool, calm, and collected there, but just from the outside, you're a little bit tense there. But talk to me about that interaction that you had with Sol Dacres. What was that about?
I was getting home, I was bored. I thought, let me jump on his interview. But he's respectful. He's a good guy, and he's a fighting man. There ain't no malice there, so I don't have to go in there and do all of that stuff. If the fight happens next, it happens next. If it don't, it don't. But yeah.
There was a mention there about certain things being said on certain different outlets. What is it from your point of view that you feel that maybe there's a little bit of disrespect or something lost in translation? What is it?
No, nothing like that. It's just, like you said, something gets lost in translation sometimes. And sometimes people articulate themselves in a certain way. It can mean something online. It doesn't mean something in real life. It's just different. But like I said, on my end, it's just me messing around. It's just, I'm going home, I'm bored, why not?
So from your point of view, all systems go. He's had the victory over Webster in the rematch. The fights with you and Sol Dacres is next.
By the looks of it.
What about you and your health? You said to me off camera that look, you're feeling good, but what's the status with yourself?
Yeah. Obviously, I got an injury I need to rectify and whatnot and deal with. Like I said, man, when it comes to my health, it's only me that really matters, and my family's the only one my team's the only one that's gonna care for me. So that's what it's about, dealing with that first and not getting in there with a certain injury.
I don't report anything wrong, but there was just an allusion to the fight being called off for the third time. Is that not the case from your point of view?
I don't know. Is it the case from your point of view?
As far as I understand it, no.
I never knew about it. I had one date, which was today. Obviously, I was injured and whatnot, so it never happened. All the other dates I never knew about. Obviously, I had to see the British Boxing World Control for one of the dates. I didn't even know the fight was being made. So,
what is the status with the British Boxing World Control?
I'm good. Yeah, they obviously give me the all clear and whatnot. Yeah.
Can you say anything as to what the situation was? We've got to keep quiet. Fair enough. Of course, obviously, we haven't seen you in the ring since the Fabio Wardley fight. It has been a while, and you've changed trainers as well too, David.
Trainers, I've matured a lot in them months as well. Sometimes they don't say it's age that makes people wiser, is experience. So, gone through some good experiences and whatnot. So yeah.
Why was Adam Booth the right fit for you?
The proof is in the pudding, man. The man's name holds enough weight as it does. So yeah, it's only right. He was the person for me.
In what sense, though? What is he fashioned into in the time that you've had with him?
Look at what he's done to the fighters before me. Says it all. I mean, look, I don't have to sit here and talk about all of these things, but look what he's done. So.
Is it one of those, suffering your first defeat, is it one of those fights where you've kind of watched the tape back and really dissected where you went wrong?
Yeah, exactly that. Obviously, we knew there were certain things going into the fight, so yeah, we just had to, like you said, dissect it, take it apart, see what went wrong, see what went right, see what I need to improve on, see what I didn't do right, and just go from there.
The British title picture, would you not be that bothered if it wasn't Sol, or do you want it to be Sol that's your opponent?
I don't mind, honestly.
David, I'll get your thoughts on a couple of things in the boxing scene before I let you go. First of all, we've got a big fight coming up next weekend in Joyce versus Chisora. Who are you backing?
Joyce Chisora is going to be a very good fight. Both fighters that bring it, and both fighters that take a lot of punishment. So it's definitely a fight that I'll be watching. But who I give it to, I actually don't know. I'm going to sit on the fence on that one if I'm allowed to.
Will you sit on the fence for Joshua versus Dubois? Let's take on that one.
I think that's a fight. I mean, Joshua does it. Clearly, Joshua's more experienced. Joshua's dealt with that sort of style before. Credit to Dubois, though. Dubois is a fighting man. He's come through some adversity in his last fight and whatnot. But I think the experience, just the resilience and the power is going to be in Joshua's favour.
What do you make of that interaction we saw on the face-off between the two of them?
Good, man. Is that what everyone talks about, right? If that never happened, nobody would have spoke about the press conference, maybe. That 20, 30-second interaction has made what? How many people talk about it for months later or weeks later? So 20, 30 seconds in boxing can change a lot of things. Me coming into Solomon Dacres' interview, look, people are talking about it. For me, it's just, I'm messing around, I'm being a wind-up and whatnot. But yeah, some people like it, some people don't. But either way, people are talking about it.
Yeah, so is that part of why what happened with Fabio Wardley happened the way it did? Because
that was a whole different scenario. I don't even want to talk about that, but that was a whole different scenario.
Fair enough. What do you think about the presence of Daniel Dubois' father being in the corner? It seems to draw strength from it. It seems to be giving him his success. Do you feel like it's working for him?
Sorry about that. Someone keeps...
Take your time, Norris.
Say that again.
What do you think about Daniel Dubois' presence of his father in the corner that was giving out instructions alongside Don Charles and Kieran Fowle? But it seemed to be...
It clearly works. It clearly works. And the reason why I say that is because you kind of hear his dad talking and you see a new fire come up Dubois' bum and he kind of gets through it. So, yeah, you know what? He usually does do it. And the same thing happened with him with the Jarrell Miller fight. Jarrell Miller managed to make it happen. He managed to happen with Miller. That wasn't a good version of Miller. You know, I've seen Miller in the gym and whatnot, and I've actually seen him really sparring and whatnot. That weren't a good vision of Miller, but Dubois did what he had to do. And then against Hrgovic, you know, I don't know much about Hrgovic. You only see what you see of him online. He came through with it as well and carried on fighting through.
You sparred both Dubois and AJ in the past?
Yeah.
Who was the toughest spar?
Don't talk about spars, man. It's not me.
I'm not asking you for the sparring story, just... Okay,
which... I don't talk about it whatsoever, man. They're both good fighters.
Okay, which do you feel you gathered more experience from for you as a fighter?
Both.
Fair enough. I'll leave the final word with you. Sol Dacres, that interaction was very entertaining. What would you like to say to Sol Dacres?
Nothing, man. I don't want to say nothing today because I just want to say everyone at home's having a good time. Tune in, watch me fight. Appreciate the support.